All right, everyone. I've got 6 o'clock. Thank you all for being here. I hope you're all staying safe and warm. I know it's been a little wild out there, but hope you guys are staying safe. For those who don't know, tomorrow we actually have an ESPN National Banner School getting their presentation out at Springwoods High School. We'll have a live stream link for that at 1:30 posted on our Facebook. But definitely recommend. I want to throw that pitch. A lot of our staff are out there now getting ready, so a little shy on the staff side for this webinar, but definitely want to give all of you guys, coaches and HODs, the information for our winter games, any updates, repeated information, and anything that we need to cover. But as I mentioned, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to use the chat function. Please stay muted as we get through this information. We may answer some of the questions you guys may have. At the very end, if you still have questions, we'll open it up to question and answer. And again, this will be recorded and shared after, but we'll go ahead and get started. So what we're going to cover today: team registration, venues, sports events, hotels, transportation, meals, and then any questions we don't answer. So first up, the reminder that we try to give everyone on every call, every piece of information. If you guys are looking for information on any competitions, calendars, schedules, especially state competitions, please head to the website, sotx.org. If you scroll down, you'll see the Winter Games page. You can click that and you'll find all information on volunteering, the schedules. I know a lot of you guys, you see that event matrix on the schedule tab. We will post a PDF schedule of that probably early next week. I know a lot of you guys like to print that one out, but we're going to get some final details on that. And then we'll put a link there so you guys can print that, give it to your coaches, HODs, families, etc. I know that's an important one, but we will get that up. Coaches information. So we had the registration deadlines on there. I know you guys all did a great job of those ones. Final reports are still to go out after corrections were sent in. So thank you guys on that front. And again, any updates, maps, we have hotel information on there as well. Here is your reminder to sign up for the text alert. So everyone, take out your phone if you have not done so already and text the 4 letters SOTX, capital or lowercase. You can mix and match if you want. Text that to the number 24365. Just like this, you'll get a response. As you see on here, thank you for signing up for the alert. Stay tuned for all Winter Games updates via that text. So if we have a major schedule change or reminder that Champions Lounge is going on, awards are about to start, don't forget to head to opening ceremonies. That will all go through the text alert system. Really recommend you guys hop in that chat function and making sure you get any major updates that we send out. And again, share this with families, coaches, athletes, partners, you name it. Team registration. This will take place on Friday, February 17th at HCI Sports and Fitness. Just a note, we are at the same locations as last year for Winter Games. It was formerly Hill Country Indoor. It is now HCI Sports and Fitness. So you'll see that a lot, HCI Sports and Fitness. It is the same venue as last year. Team registration will take place from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the cafe in HCI Sports and Fitness. Walk in the main doors, head to the left. We will have signs helping you guys get there as well. Immediately following team registration, we will have coach meeting for all sports except for floorball. Floorball, you guys are exempt from this one. We still have just a few limited teams there, so we will not host that coach meeting on site Friday night, but do so on Saturday at the venue. All other sports, we need you guys there from 5 to 5:30 for the sport-specific coach meetings. They'll all be at HCI Sports and Fitness. We'll start on that main championship court and then do breakouts, probably keep volleyball there, send cycling up to a different court, powerlifting to a different court, so on and so forth. We'll let you guys know on site. As a reminder, we are not going with our scratch fee. We used to do the scratch fee. If you scratched after a certain date, we would charge you a fee for the registration. We are not going to go forward with the fee. However, we are asking you guys help us out with scratches. As soon as you know someone will not be coming to Winter Games, please let us know. If you know now that 5-10 athletes are not coming with you guys, please let us know now so that we can make those adjustments and arrangements, and we don't have to do so on site. Really going to affect our schedules. For example, powerlifting last year, we had 85 lifters. This year, we have 135 lifters registered. So if we have scratches, we need to know that kind of information so that we can adjust our schedules, give those schedules back to you guys as accurate as possible. There will not be a scratch fee, but please help us out. And as soon as you know scratches, from now until the games. Let us know, even if it's the day before. That's even better than the day of. So just emphasizing that one. Champions Lounge will be open. I don't know why I have 9 p.m. on here. It should be 4 to 8 p.m. I apologize. But Champions Lounge will be open during team registration. So I know a lot of your athletes, everyone except for volleyball basically, will be at the golf course or Bee Cave Middle School for your event. So this is the great time for your athletes to get to check out Champions Lounge, hosted, presented by Coca-Cola. You can grab snacks, refreshments in there while you guys are doing your team registration stuff. Send the athletes in after they get done with their powerlifting weigh-ins. Send them out to the Champions Lounge to take advantage. It'll be a really great time for them to get some refreshments, but also some downtime and enjoy the lounge. And as a reminder, each athlete and unified partner will incur a $25 fee per athlete and partner. Coaches will not have this fee. So if you guys have 10 athletes, 10 times 25, $250 will be your registration fee. That can be paid again on site at team registration in the cafe. Now we're going to go into our venues and sports. So at HCI Sports and Fitness on Friday, team registration, 2 to 5 p.m. We'll extend it right 5:30 p.m. a little longer. Coach meeting from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Volleyball classifications will take place from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll have unified on one court, traditional up on the other courts as well. We'll just determine that and let you guys know on site where you guys need to be for classifications. But this is a reminder that all teams need to be there for classifications. We did send out an email to unified teams. We haven't classified in the past, but the word out there is that we do want to classify. There are a few of you who have reached out who said we can't get our partners there for classifications, or our team won't be there for classifications, but put us in the highest bracket. We know we'll be in that highest bracket. Please let us know if for whatever reason you cannot make classifications, traditional or unified teams, but we are asking all teams to be there no later than 5:30, get there early, right, for classifications, so that we can get fair, accurate divisions as best as possible. It's really going to help us out. If your team is not there for classifications, again, we're going to do our best to get these fair divisions, but there is a chance that you may be in a different division than you possibly should have been, but without us being able to see every team, we will do our best. But please try to make classifications and let us know if you will not be able to. Powerlifting weigh-ins will start right after coach meeting ends. We'll give you guys your expediter cards. You bring those up, full teams to get your weigh-ins done. Again, this is really going to help us out with getting powerlifting started bright and early Saturday morning. We don't have to put any of those flights together. It's already done. We can run right into competition, which we're going to need all the time possible. And a reminder, Champions Lounge 4 to 8 p.m. on Friday at HCI Sports and Fitness. Going into Saturday for HCI Sports and Fitness for volleyball, doors will open at 7 a.m. We'll have volleyball competition, first game starting at 8:30 a.m. We will have individual skills. We'll send out a time for that one. I think we have about 9 athletes. We'll also send an email to you guys asking if you're level 1 or level 2 for individual skills. If you want to be proactive in that one and send that information in to me, ceason@sotx.org, that would help as well. On Saturday at HCI, we'll have healthy athletes, Champions Lounge, and bus parking availability. And the only sport that goes into Sunday will be volleyball. Our team counts have doubled from last year, which is awesome. We appreciate you guys coming out, being back in action. We're excited to see this many teams. But again, it's going to be the emphasis that we're going into Sunday this year. And again, the need for classifications. We plan to be done by 2 p.m. So hopefully a couple games on Saturday, and then Sunday we can finish up our last game and award all teams. But we do expect all awards to take place on Sunday. Here's a map of HCI Sports and Fitness. As you can see, the bus parking area for our teams who do travel in by bus, you guys can park in this area. Champions Lounge will be out in the same turf field outside in the tent like it was. That will be open on Saturday. Now on Sunday, when we have awards, we are going to flip that tent into the awards tent. So we don't have to take up court space for awards. We're actually going to do all awards for teams outside in that tent. So we'll pull out all the lounge furniture, the coolers, snacks, refreshments out of that tent and turn it into the awards tent. So again, you guys will get that information on site, but just as a note here on Sunday, expect no Champions Lounge, but awards tent up on stage, trying to give it a grand show there for volleyball at HCI Sports and Fitness. We're going to talk some more about transportation, so I won't emphasize it here, but please note, we are not going to have a lot of parking, which is why we're going to need to use these bus transportation routes. If we end up having to park along the street, hopefully you guys can see my cursor here on Skaggs Drive is where we'll be able to park some cars on the side. It will be possible. However, don't want to do that because we will have a lot of volunteers there. So we want you guys to use the buses. However, there are no exceptions, no parking along Bee Cave Parkway. We know the cops are out there left and right. We have a great relationship with them, and they let us know folks will get ticketed or towed if they park on Bee Cave Parkway. So just a note there, we're going to talk a lot about transportation in a bit, but just know, use those buses so you don't have to go back to the hotel and then get on them when you realize there's no parking at HCI. There's lots of spots, but we also have lots of teams and lots of volunteers coming out. On to Bee Cave Middle School. On Saturday, February 18th, we will have powerlifting competition, floorball competition, cycling, and fundamental sports all taking place on Saturday. More specific times, again, exact starting times will be sent out to each of those sports and delegations once finalized. Again, usually trying to get those final numbers for schedules. And Lions Municipal Golf Club. Again, there was a move from Falcon Head, so we are now at Lions Golf Club. Address is on here. It will just be on Saturday, levels 2 through 5. Tee times will start at 10:30 a.m. So we're hoping we don't have that frosted delay. However, the course will be open to the public in the morning. So if they get a delay, that will push ours a little bit. So just note that one. We're going to try to start at 10:30 a.m. And you guys know Dennis and the crew, they'll get tee times out the week prior. So you guys know when you are teeing off Saturday for competition. And Star Hill Ranch, our opening ceremony venue, got the address on here. This will be Saturday, February 18th. Another emphasis to utilize the bus transportation. Go over those routes in a second. Dinner will be served from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. You guys are going to get a meal ticket for all those who you requested in your state registration form with athletes, partners, coaches, volunteers. You will get the exact number of tickets that you requested for the lunch and dinner. Families, we will have a spot for you guys to buy a meal ticket. If you want for a donation of $10, that's going to be right. General day event volunteers, families, spectators, general public who get out. We're still working on that final meal, but we are expecting a barbecue plate with a couple sides. So that is going to be the meal for dinner. And there will be an opportunity for families to purchase a ticket. Opening ceremony and the victory dance will be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., we will start athlete staging. So we'll make a call on the speakers to head to the staging area, which I'm going to show you guys on a map here in a second. But again, with this many teams, we're really going to need to start that parade line up as early as possible. Our theme, we did send it in an email, but for those who did not see, we are Texas Western theme this year. If you were out at Star Hill Ranch last year, it is an awesome old Western town. They actually take all the houses are from historical sites around Texas and the country. But they're all old 1800s, 1900 buildings, but it's a really cool Texas Western town, and that's going to be our theme for this year. And we will have fireworks and pyrotechnics. So this is the note for those who want to have a secluded space, a quiet place. We will have one of those houses that I just mentioned as a quiet area. I'm going to look for some headphones as well if necessary. We will make calls throughout the opening ceremony speeches that, hey, fireworks will be going off in X amount of time, and multiple reminders that you guys know to head off site or head up to one of those houses if you need. But I just want to emphasize that to you guys. Also for parade staging, we're going to, for some of our past competitions, we've given you a colored piece of construction paper. We're going to do that again. So once you're out in your staging area for the opening ceremony, our staff will come around with that colored piece of cardboard paper and hand it to you guys. You're going to then hand that to the announcer to announce your team's delegation's name when you start the parade of athletes. So look out for that. We'll have a ticket or card there that you guys are going to hand to the announcer, but please have like a designated coach or so be at the front of the line to hand that in when you get there. And here is our map. So lots of stuff on here. Again, emphasizing bus transportation. You're going to make the entrance in here. If you guys have buses, team buses, that is okay to bring as well. You can come up here. You see athlete drop off down here. You're going to drop off, come down to the main line for dinner. Going to go through the meal line, sit down. We'll have tables and chairs for you guys. And then buses can come down here. They're going to come down this lane right here, back up here, and turn around. Again, we have a great volunteer team that's going to help us with parking. So you guys will have some guides there, and then buses can be staged for parking afterwards along this top section here. Down in this reserved section is going to be our parade staging area. So when we call for parade staging, you're going to see this reserved parking lot. That's where we're going to ask our teams to head to. Again, multiple reminders will be on site. We're going to parade down this red arrow down to these big yellow checkered lines. They have their amphitheater is done. So last year, not many of you saw because it was dark, but it's behind the houses. They have this beautiful amphitheater, much more space for us to put on a great show. Kelly, Jake, Gary Johnson, and the crew are back to put on an awesome performance for us. And again, the fireworks to close the show. I think there was one more point I wanted to make here. See if it comes back to us. Next up, healthy athletes. We have some awesome news. Healthy athletes will be at both HCI Sports and Fitness and Bee Cave Middle School. This will take place on Saturday, February 18th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. At Bee Cave Middle School, we will have MedFest and Special Smiles. At HCI Sports and Fitness, we'll have Fit Feet, Special Smiles, MedFest, and health promotions. So last year, right, we were only at HCI Sports and Fitness. I want to shout out our health staff for making it possible to have healthy athletes at both locations, trying to get you guys the opportunity to head out there. And again, the referral desk for follow-up care will be out definitely at HCI Sports and Fitness. Not positive if that one will be at Bee Cave Middle School. Next up, we're going to talk about fundamental sports. So Renee, who most of you guys know, who leads that up, is not on the call. However, Barbara Kalzak, who is our GMT lead for fundamental sports, is. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to you, Barbara. Just let me know when you go to the next slides.
Thanks, Chad. Well, we're excited that we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary in a couple of weeks at Winter Games. Hopefully, many of you have already heard about fundamental sports. As you can see here, it is an updated revamping of what we used to call MATP. The focus for fundamental sports is on those foundational skills, those entry-level skills for the athletes. It's even those pre-level 1 skills at the very beginning levels. We emphasize unified champion schools. That is an option. Athletes can have a unified partner or they can compete individually. And then there are no limits, there are no rules. We modify to whatever level the athlete needs so he or she is successful. Okay, next. Here's some pictures from last year showing you bowling and volleyball and floorball, which were 3 of the 4 sports. And we also will be offering those 3 and powerlifting again this year. The athletes who participate at our events, and they can do one of those sports or all 4 of those sports, they will also be invited to participate in the other events, opening ceremonies and so forth, healthy athletes and all. If an individual cannot participate in traditional sports without modifications, then fundamental sports is the program for them. We make exceptions. There are many athletes who can do ramp bowling or ramp bocce, for example, but then that's pretty much it for their participation. So those are the athletes we're looking for. Please send them out to fundamental sports, or if you're there, come by and check us out. There are registration that you can do online if you go to the Special Olympics page on the if you go to the fundamental page of the Special Olympics website, you'll see the registration, but we are doing on-site registration also. So if you have anyone that wants to just show up that day, they are welcome to come. We are participating on the Saturday of the weekend, anytime between 10 a.m. and 1:30 in the afternoon. Athletes do not need to have the sports medical, the physical. There's just 2 forms that will need to be completed. They can do it ahead of time online, or we will have them there. Coach, you do not have to come with the athlete. We are encouraging the families to participate. So ask them, or if there's a friend or a teacher or someone else, they are welcome to bring the athlete. Special Olympics Texas is waiving the $25 registration fee for the athletes and for their unified partners participating in fundamental sports. So as this program grows for the past year, we have not charged a fee. Please take advantage and have some of your athletes come out and join us. The athletes participating at the state level events will receive gold, silver, and bronze medals, just like their classmates, teammates that are participating in the other events in a couple of weeks. We do have the sports coaches training now available. So if you go to, there's a site right there. Thank you, Chad. If you go to the site, you'll be able to, on SIG 2.0, you'll be able to click and get the coaches training. It is not mandatory to participate in a couple of weeks, but we are heading in that direction. If you have individuals that are not able to join us at the state level, many athletes who this program is appropriate for cannot travel the kind of distance we're looking at to participate at state games. So instead, we are encouraging you to, at your campus or a local program, to host your own challenge days. We do have medals available for that. It wouldn't be the state level medals, it's the challenge medal. And those you can get through your local office. Some regions are looking, the East region, we are working on trying to get all the details for a region-wide fundamental day at our spring games in April. Some other regions are looking at doing the same. At a regional event, then you would be getting your first, second, and third place medals. So if you would like to schedule a training or an overview, there's Renee's contact information. Please reach out to her. Also, if you would like to host a challenge day at your site, Renee would be the one to reach out to.
Awesome. Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate your time and leading that one. Anything to close it out with?
Nope, I just hope to see everybody out there. We already have more athletes registered this year than we had participating last year. So we're really excited and we're hoping for the numbers to keep growing throughout the year.
Awesome. Thank you again. And yes, definitely recommend stopping by if you guys get the chance. BK Middle School will be in the main gym. So when you guys are done lifting, cycling, or in between floorball games, check out Fundamental Sports and see if you have any athletes that might want to participate. Next up, we're going to chat about hotels. So I did mention that hotel confirmation numbers should be sent by the end of this week. However, our team the hotel team, I should say, does work out of Austin, and they have been dealing with the ice storms like I know many of you guys have. I know you guys have contact with Lamar at Quint Rooms. I just talked to her today. She is trying to get back in the office and get those sent out by tomorrow afternoon. If you guys can wait until Monday, if you don't hear by lunchtime, midday on Monday, you didn't get your confirmation from Quint Rooms, let me know. She said, then we can go and check and make sure everything is set. But she is going to try to get into the office and send those out tomorrow. Apologies for the delay, but it is those ice storms have kept folks out of the office on that one. Next up, transportation. So as I mentioned, extremely important to utilize this transportation. Last year, with half of our participation, we had issues with parking, especially at HCI Sports and Fitness. We have tons of volunteers coming out. And again, we want to have parking for them so that we can help run the competition. And we do have those buses that are going to go from venue to venue to hotel to help you guys get from point A to point B, wherever you need to go. If you guys have a team bus, that is a-okay to drive. Utilize the bus parking that we showed for HCI. And there are some spots at BK Middle School as well. But we do really need to emphasize this transportation. So I'm going to pull this up. Hopefully it's still sharing on the right route. This can be found on the schedule tab of the website. There is the transportation route, so you guys can see this. I'll also download it as a PDF and share it with the follow-up in this email, because I realized that's something that could help as well. What you'll see on here, we are hosting our leadership conference. I'm sure many of you have heard about that. In the yellow highlights, that's just the leadership conference route going from Spring Hill Suites to Lakeway Resort and Spa. So you guys can kind of forget about that one. But then if you look, it's by day. So here on Friday, you'll see for even team registration, we're going to start at one of these hotels and make the routes heading to HCI Sports and Fitness. We'll have one of the buses going from to 3 of the hotels, the Hampton Inn, Holiday Inn Express, and La Quinta. And then for Sonesta and Mountain Star, you guys will have one as well. So they will go from route to route. And again, a continuous loop. So if it's not there, right, 10 to 15 minutes or so, just wait a few more minutes and they will pick you guys up and get you to the venue. Again, on Friday, we will go until 9 p.m. We expect classifications to be done by 8 p.m. So that still gives folks an hour to get back on the shuttle and get home. On Saturday, we will start the shuttles at 6:30 a.m. For both sites at the hotels, going to Bee Cave Middle School and HCI Sports and Fitness. So it's going to hit all the venues and hit all the other hotels as well, going on that continuous route. Multiple buses doing this loop. There is a break scheduled from 11:30 to 1:30. However, our goal is to eliminate that break. We're working with the bus drivers. LTISD is a little shorthanded right now, so they're going to try to work to cover those even lunch breaks in between. And we will update this if possible. So it'll go right 6:30 all the way to 5:30 for both of those. And then on Saturday, the bus routes, while they're continuing to go from venue to venue, we will have more buses going from hotels to Star Hill Ranch, all the way starting at 4:15. So you guys can get there a tad early before dinner starts. And then all the way till 10:30 p.m., which I think we can probably shut that down because we're going to finish closing ceremony or opening ceremonies at 9 p.m. Give you guys plenty of time to hop back on the bus and head back to the venues. We're going to look to have some more buses staged at the end of opening ceremony, so it's not a wait on the route, but we have multiple buses there to keep you guys not having to wait out, but get back to your hotels. And last but not least, Sunday, we are going to have shuttles to HCI. So we're going to eliminate the Bee Cave Middle School route, but we will go from all the hotels to HCI Sports and Fitness for the last day of volleyball. Now, I say all the hotels, however, there are some hotels that we've had to utilize because we are a little bit further out. And with the participation, we filled every single room in Lakeway and Bee Cave, which is a great problem to have. However, we did have to go to some hotels outside of our bus route capabilities. With that, these are the hotels that we are asking to utilize the bus transportation from LTISD. And again, delegation buses, feel free to utilize yours. If you are staying at any other hotel other than the 5 listed here, you guys can drive to your venue. We will not have bus transportation picking you guys up. So we will ask you to take your own transportation to and from each venue to make that happen. Moving on to meals. So for Saturday, we will serve lunch from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at each of the venues at HCI Sports and Fitness, at Lions Golf Club, and at Bee Cave Middle School. We will have Jersey Mike's subs and chips for everyone, as well as refreshments. Again, Saturday lunch and Saturday dinner will be served from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. As I mentioned, trying to finalize that meal, but we do expect it to be a barbecue plate with sides. The registration packet you guys get will have a meal ticket for each of those meals, a lunch ticket and a dinner ticket. One will be blue, one will be red, or vice versa. We'll have a certain color for each one. We'll make sure that you guys know which colors for lunch, which colors for dinner, so that we have those corrected and emphasized so everyone knows which meal they're using it for. Lunch served at the venue. Dinner will be served at Star Hill Ranch before opening ceremonies. And just some updates. As I mentioned, Unified Volleyball will classify. The golf venue has been changed to Lions Municipal Golf Course, and opening ceremony theme is Texas Western. And here are the contacts for any questions you guys have. I am real quickly going to check the chat to see if we have question shuttle. Yep, we answered that one. Also, competition venues will be using the shuttle to get how's lunch handled since their company families will not be able to easily leave to grab something to eat. So family members, right? You guys can, again, use regular transportation if you would like. Delegations, athletes, unified partners, coaches, chaperones, those on the registration form, we're asking you guys to utilize the bus transportation. If you have parents coming in, and they need to have their own vehicles to get lunch or whatever it may be, they can do that. But again, we're emphasizing you guys use this transportation. What we don't want to happen is you just show up to the venue and there's no more parking. So you have to drive back to that hotel anyways, and then get on the bus. Just going to save a lot of time, but that's a good question. So families who, right, are going to have to get off and get their own meals, they can, so I guess I'm confused on the question, because if they're driving in with parents or teams, then I guess if they're going as a delegation,
Well, sorry, Chad.
yeah, go ahead.
It's me, Hannah. They're not all the parents are on the delegation. Should they be on a delegation? Because they're not all coaches, but each of the kids have a parent with them as a chaperone, basically, because these are not adults. And I know that's different than with a lot of delegations, but just.
Gotcha. No, and that's, if you guys, right, if the only transportation, if they need to get on the bus and go, with the parents, and some of them have meals, right, we'll get meal. There will be the cafe open as well, I should mention, at HCI Sports and Fitness. So if they want to get a meal there, it is a full cafe. It's called, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, VIVEL, Cafe and Crepes, I believe. So that will be an option. We'll look into, again, keeping that bus transportation route open the entire time, Uber Eats, delivery, things like that. But if you guys have to take the cars, vehicles to get everyone there, we definitely understand you have to do what you have to do. We're just going to let you know, right? The parking may be limited and there may be no spots.
Understand. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for questions in the chat. If you guys have any, I see a hand raised already. Shirley, go ahead.
You were saying you were talking about getting earphones for those people that can't stand the fireworks. You could get those little rubber things that go in the ears, and they're much cheaper, and you can get a whole container full of them for practically nothing. And it really cuts out the sound better than earphones do.
Those are definitely an option. I have bad luck with those. Those things do not stay in my ear. So I'd hate to risk, right, someone them falling out and then they get the loud ears. But we'll look into those over-ear headphones like we had at summer games. For those of you guys who were there, we'll definitely look into that option. But no,
Well, that's what I used. And also, you said awards are going to be Sunday. Those are just the sports that are being played on Sunday, right?
Just HCI Sports and Fitness. Yep, that was on that HCI Sports and Fitness schedule. BK Middle School, all awards will be taking place Saturday after the events.
Right, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, any other questions? Feel free to use the raise hand function. If not, as I mentioned, this will be recorded. We'll also download the PDF slide deck and post it with just the slides. So if you want to review the information, that'll be up there just like the other recordings, but we'll replace those with this most updated one. But if there are no questions, we appreciate you guys hopping on. Definitely excited to see you guys in a few weeks. I was looking at the weather. It's going to be a nice 70 degrees. So we'll be out of this mess. But thank you guys again for your time. Please reach out with any questions and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a good one.